Hello and good evening. Welcome to the 10 o'clock edition of News Tonight, this 12th day of December 2021. My name is Wadulo Arnold, Mugalu Mohammed. On sign language, let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
UPDF and Democratic Republic of Congo soldiers hunting down ADF fighters. Karamoja women leaders search for peace. Nexus green to set up a solar plant in Kapeka Industrial Park. And the Tilenga oil project fronting local content.
Was brought to you by Everywhere you go, MTN.
Thank you for joining us once again. Remember, we are streaming live on YouTube under the name tag UBC TV Uganda. Now, to start off our bulletin, the Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, has underscored government's continued support to the church as it delivers services closer to the Ugandans. Alupo was speaking to guests at the wedding of Ronald Rugumayo and Robin Akatoko at St. John Anglican Cathedral in Fort Portal Municipality. The groom is the son of Victoria Rusoke, the State Minister for Local Government and longtime friend to Her Excellency the Vice President. These are the details.
The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, has advocated for a strong family in society which is productive and innovative to strengthen the church and, above all, empowers the society economically.
I'd like to thank the Honorable Rusoke. One of the reasons I'm here is that she has been my friend for a long time. I have so many friends, but I like one strong attribute of Honorable Rusoke. Many of the friends, many of the people around you will tell you the truth, but the Honorable Rusoke will tell you the real truth. So today, another basic unit of society is born here before all of us, and I'm a witness. So I'd like you to be a very productive basic unit of society. A unit that others will look forward to as real role models. Peace-loving Ugandans, Ugandans who are ready to innovate, Ugandans who are ready to do something for themselves.
Alupo was at the wedding of Ronald Rugumayo and Robin Akatoko at St. Anglican Cathedral in Fort Portal Municipality. She paid tribute to the church for supplementing government's efforts, especially in the fields of education and health, which she said that have improved people's living standards. She congratulated the couple for having attained the blessed sacrament of holy matrimony and commended the mother of the groom, Victoria Rusoke, for her humility and exemplary leadership, which she said must be emulated by all other people. Vice President Major Jessica Alupo called upon all Ugandans to embrace the opening of schools next month.
All the children of school-going age, universal primary education and universal secondary education is opening next month. Those girl children who are pregnant and they are of school-going age, take all of them to school so that they can be helped at school. I would like all of you to continue drumming up support for all the boy children and all the girl children of school-going age to return to school.
In his remarks to the congregation, the main celebrant, Reverend Clovis Chalimpa Apuri, said the family is a strong pillar of the church and a woman is the source of blessings.
Come to me,
Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a defense cooperation agreement to further strengthen the bilateral relations between the two countries. The agreement was signed by the defense ministers Vincent Sempija of Uganda and Dr. Gilbert Kabanda Kurenga of Congo in Ituri province, Bunia. Sempija reiterated that the ongoing joint counter-ADF operations between FARDC and the UPDF are bearing fruit and re-emphasized the need to formalize cooperation in the areas of defense and security with affected countries to expand our capacity and confront all forms of cross-border security-related threats.
Welcome, sir.
Danny from Welcome to you in Bunia.
Operations between FARDC and the UPDF is bearing fruit. Above all, this unity of effort highlights the urgent need to formalize our cooperation in the areas of defense force and expand our capacity to confront all forms of cross-border security-related threats. So, forging together to fight wrong people, wrong enemies of peace, enemies of development. This is what we are doing. Let's be together to fight the negative elements together. The negative elements which are against our people's prosperity and peace.
In another related development, Uganda People's Defense Forces are sustaining their fight against terror cells of the Allied Democratic Forces in northern Kivu province, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The impact of the joint military operation can be felt among the excited people of Congo, where the insurgents have been operating for close to 25 years now.
Driving down from Kabarole through Ntoloko to Bundibujo is so scary, but makes you appreciate the beauty that makes Uganda the Pearl of Africa. Tucked away in a remote part of western Uganda at the foot of the Rwenzori mountain range, close to the Democratic Republic of Congo border. Allied Democratic Forces' presence has had a considerable impact on dynamics in the Rwenzori region and has become part of the local and regional conflict complex in the Great Lakes region.
Long since 1997, we have been having that kind of fear, because when ADF was defeated here around 2000, the year 2000, the remnants crossed and camped the other side of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They went and camped there, they started doing activities, but they did not stop to come and invade Uganda and also destabilize the security here.
A rebellion without a cause. This is the description often attributed to rebels of the Allied Democratic Forces ADF who have been sowing terror and destruction in Uganda and based in Eastern Congo.
We still have some people in the transit camp. Now this time the ones we have, they are not actually our close neighbors here. These are people who have come from the other side, and even in the language they speak does not actually correlate with ours here. They are basically, they are called Banyabwise. There is that province actually where they are coming from, not Butalinga here. So because of that insurgency across, actually caused by the ADF, the other side has not been actually secured.
Congolese were forced to flee their homes in Eastern Congo to find shelter in displaced camps in Bundibujo, with some unlike ones being killed or abducted.
The internally displaced persons was staged at Semliki High School. So in that process, most of our trees were destroyed because the whole place was overcrowded.
The district to have people coming to seek asylum. We first hosted them in Ibobukwanga, and for like 2 months back, we received over 2,000 people, persons of concern, because I'm told they are given a certificate to be called refugees when they reach the resettlement camp.
From Busunga Nobil border post to Semriki, a relatively short distance takes hours, almost non-existent road and thick forest. The ADF, which adopted Islam as its ideology, has bases in neighboring Congo, where they began recruiting and training fighters with the promise of money and wealth. ADF adopted Western Uganda because of the mountainous terrain, the proximity to Congo, and the ability to exploit an existing ethnic conflict in the area. ADF coerced some local people in Ibundibujo, Ntoloko and Kasese to help them with extensive knowledge of the mountains. There is little evidence of ADF Islamic war claims. They attack, hit soft targets and loot whatever is good for the war.
Wanakuja wanaripoti kwetu, hatuwezi tukawaumiza, tutawapokea vizuri na hatuna shida zaidi nao, lakini kama wanaendelea na kupigana na tunawakamata, watapata matatizo zaidi, yani watachukuliwa mahakamani, watahukumiwa.
In Eastern Congo, the joint military operation is bearing fruits largely attributed to experienced Operation Commander Major General Kayanja Mohanga, who was once deployed in Somalia. He has conducted major offensive operations to flush out the rebels by pressing detachments at Mkakati along Semriki Mbao Road, depriving the ADF supply. Other measures, posting soldiers at intervals along ADF hotspot areas intended to boost confidence among Congolese civilians.
Doing very well with the Wananchi, the local leaders. We are together, they support our operations. We have no problem with the civilian population. They are supportive of what we are doing. They are supportive of our operations in Eastern DRC.
Political actors are optimistic that the joint military forward operation could be the everlasting solution to the insurgents, which has lasted for 2 decades.
Now Uganda can conduct joint operation to pursue the ADF. That one is a very good strategy, and me as a district leader, I actually commend the government for actually pushing to ensure that that request is cleared. Now,
Haruna Mtesasila reporting for UBC News in Congo.
The State Minister for Information, Communications Technology, Kavyanga Godfrey, has criticized continued association of ADF rebel activities in the Democratic Republic of Congo with Muslim believers. The minister believes that the Allied Democratic Forces is a combination of several religions who have teamed up with bad intentions, contrary to the perceptions by the public.
The Minister of State for Information, Communication, Technology and National Guidance says Islam in Uganda should not be associated with ADF. Kavyanga was officiating at the welcome ceremony of a new district Kadhi of Kasese, Musa Baluku Shudik, after his appointment. He appealed to all people in Kasese and the entire country to be vigilant and report any suspicious person to relevant authorities.
There is ADF in Congo, and I want to make this one categorically clear. It's not the Muslims fighting this country. Hii vita yenye iko Congo sio vita ya Kiislamu. Iko vita ya watu wabaya. Wengine wako Waislamu, wengine wako wa Katoliki, wengine wako wa Protestanti, wa Adventi, wote wako huko. Lakini mambo ya kusema ni Waislamu wanaua watu, hiyo sio kweli. And we as government, we are talking as government. I'm the deputy spokesperson of government. I would like to put it categorically clear that this war in Congo is not about Islam.
The Kasese District Chief Administrative Officer Asman Masereka requested government to fulfill its pledges to the Islam community of Kasese.
Government promised us a new vehicle to the district Kadhi. As Muslims who have been patient enough, and we request to remind government that we are still waiting. This pledge was delivered to us, and we await for government to fulfill this pledge.
In response to the pledges, the State Minister Godfrey Kabyanga promised to follow up the issues as soon as possible.
We are the foundation of education, particularly secondary education in Kasese and beyond. Honorable Minister, a lot has been said about Sadi Memorial Secondary School. Government has made a lot of contribution in giving us teachers, giving us laboratory equipment, and we now have a laboratory. But this school was promised to be rehabilitated. We shall pursue two things: Gary and district card. It must be here before June next year. The second thing I'm going to pursue is to talk to the president so that he calls a meeting between the Muslim community and Migdad San.
The Kasese Municipal Council Speaker Okash Mushenene requested the new Muslim leader to work closely with government if he is to perform well.
Naomba uongozi wako at all times ubaki in good books na serikali ya Uganda. Lakini haswa kumbuka lazima juu ya kichwa hii serikali ni ya NRM. Ama tunakubali ama tukubali. Serikali ni ya NRM. Tafadhali na kuomba uwe in good books na serikali.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, the new Kasese District Kadhi Musa Baluku Shudik promised to be transparent in leading the Muslims and also requested them to be law-abiding.
It is imperative upon us to continue creating a conducive environment which includes rule of law, freedom of association and expression, participation in decision-making process, accountability and transparency.
Furthermore, tensions and anxiety continue building up among political camps and voters in Kayunga district ahead of Thursday, 16th December 2021's by-elections. Both NRM's Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and NUP's Robert Kyagulanyi are expected in the district this week.
Kayunga District LOC5 by-elections is set for Thursday, 16th December 2021. The race has attracted 6 members across all political divides.
I'm the NUP flag bearer for the upcoming elections to be conducted on the 16th.
I am on the independent candidate, a symbol, football.
With only 3 days left to the polling day, all camps and candidates are confidently boasting for victory.
We believe in unity because we are a national unity platform. But then that does not mean that we shall not work with NRM people. Our campaigns have had NRM leaders because we promise to serve our people. My work is going to be one, to bring all leaders together, to fight the infightings that have been in the district that have affected service delivery, and we give the people of Kayunga the best for the 4 years remaining.
Integrity, I know that I'm the best. Because those one, they have a lot of challenges, the one I'm competing with.
We've managed our time well, and we've reached everywhere, and our message has been well received.
However, they have expressed challenges faced during the campaign journey.
So we are just thanking them because we actually know that many of them have already surrendered their sons and daughters to us, and they are in this struggle. Many of them have been jailed and we have got them out, others we are still getting them out. So what else can we pay them? We can only say, please vote Nakwede Harriet.
The intimidation has given us a lot of work because where I would just reach and tell people thank you for the support, turn up in big numbers on Thursday and vote.
There is a lot of tension, and probably there are people who are so much interested in this election, making it a matter of life and death.
Asked why all are yearning for the post, this was the response.
I'm going to overturn the district land board because these have been at the center of land grabbing. Our forests have gone.
Start with the roads. 2, agriculture sector. 3, education. 4, health sector.
As all camps wind up campaigns, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, also NRM chairperson, and Robert Kyagulanyi of National Unity Platform are expected in the district starting this Monday. Robert Onyango and Shaidat Nasako For UBC News in Kayunga District.
Now, there is a growing concern amongst communities in Karamoja over cattle rustling and proliferation of firearms despite heavy security deployment. In the last 2 weeks, raids have been reported in Kotido and Kabong district, allegedly orchestrated by conflicting clans.
Lopech Akwang is a reformed cattle rustler. For over 5 years, Lopech was heading a team of raiders who would terrorize the pastoral communities in Kabong district and make off with their animals. But he's now a reformed man following a series of community engagement forums by a local community-based organization.
We used to go and still bring some animals from the neighboring districts. Because the Karamojong, they thought that is a business for survival. He's saying he's actually feeling pity of those brothers and friends who are still in the bush, who are joining this attitude of what? Of raiding here.
In Kalapata sub-county, Kabong district, Kalapata Women Peace Forum, together with the area local leaders, are venturing out into communities to preach to communities peaceful ways of addressing conflict.
When we came up as our group, I came together with my women. I said, what are we going to do to our people? These are our fellow brothers who are really doing this. Killing a person, innocent person, is not good. This brother of ours released a gun after he has heard the word of God. We were very happy when we saw him bringing that gun, handing that gun to the brigade commander.
The women want to foster transformation in society despite the insecurity that has hurt the area for a long time. The Adventist Development and Relief Agency is taking the lead in this transformation by empowering the local advocacy groups through a program codenamed Action for Social Change.
Groups have involved themselves in talking with warriors, in some cases to do away with riding, in some cases to surrender guns voluntarily, and that happens because of the dialogues we do facilitate. We facilitate such through the office of RDCs, whereby they rate a proposal and then we fund proposals.
The program is supported by ADRA Denmark and has been running since 2009, and over 50 community-based organizations have benefited. Sudat Kai, UBC News.
Bukwo leaders want persons neighboring Mount Elgon National Park to be resettled and compensated to end conflicts within with park management. They were meeting with the State Minister for Tourism, Martin Magara Bahinduka, at Acacia Resort in Bukwo Town Council.
Bukwo leaders have cried out to government to solve the unending forest land conflicts between communities and Uganda Wildlife Authority through relocation of residents. During a meeting with State Minister for Tourism Martin Magara Bahinduka at Acacia Resort in Bukwo Town Council, leaders said a number of lives have been lost in the long conflicts between local communities and UA officials.
We have been having conflicts with our friends in UA and the community. There were so many killings. We came to realize that there were about 11 people, and those people were killed, both the rangers and the community.
Representing the affected communities, Twala Vincent said the contentious land issue needs intervention for fear of disputes that may lead to loss of lives.
To resettle the balance of the Kapeka, which amounts to 130 people, resettle their twos. 5 resettle the targets. Then the other one is to give resettlement packages to the community of Kapeka who have been given land.
The Member of Parliament for Tor County, Solomon Cherengat, expressed the need to create a buffer zone between UA and the community if the conflicts between UA and the neighboring communities are to be resolved.
One, that these people are resettled once and for all. If possible, we could create a buffer zone between the community and the UA. I believe this conflict will be reduced. There should be a gazettement. They should own that land. They are just on temporary basis. They should own the land.
The Amanang sub-county chairperson Jackson Kiptowo blamed the conflicts to failure by the leaders to sensitize community members on the role of UA officials in protecting the conservation areas.
We realized there was lack of sensitization, mostly from the leaders, that you cannot protect and conserve the environment unless you empower the people and help them understand that the resources in the park are theirs of their own.
In his response, the State Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugara Bahinduka, said government is to ensure the affected communities are relocated and all compensated.
And I think we are going to work around it very soon. Either we agree with government to either compensate you and relocate you to an area outside the park so that we can live harmoniously.
Story by Muhammed for UBC News.
There are a number of couples living with HIV and AIDS and yet have not infected each other. Some of these couples have also been able to reduce the number of children that get infected. Let's take a look at this feature report.
It is possible to live positively with HIV/AIDS as long as there is a strict adherence to health workers' advice. Alice Vivian Nabanova is one of these people living with HIV/AIDS virus.
Being able to deal with the stigma around me, because stigma can also make one stop adhering to their medication or maybe live a life that is a bit unhealthy, but it's very important to be able to deal with the stigma around you so you're able to keep taking your drugs or your medication without fail.
Nabanova says she received counseling from a health worker about how to live positively.
I adhere to my medication very well. That is taking the right dose at the right time that I agreed upon with my doctor, and I ensure that I deal with all opportunistic infections around me.
Nabanova, who is a mother of one, got a partner and after a while got pregnant, gave birth to an HIV-negative baby, and the father of the child did not contract HIV/AIDS.
One, we have PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis. This medication is taken for 21 days before exposure and you do not stop taking it. After the 21 days, we're just sure that now the medication is working within your body, and then you keep taking the medication as long as exposure is still there.
Now Nabanova advises persons living with HIV/AIDS to continue taking medication, though currently there are no vaccines to treat HIV/AIDS.
It's very important to accept that now I'm living a positive life, and just find out how do I live a healthy, positive life. Because the information is there. Please inform yourself, read about HIV, because you cannot live something that you do not know about. Much as you're living with the virus, and please educate yourself and accept that you're living positively and there's no going back from that. So it's either you embrace it and live a happy, healthy life, or you live a miserable life.
Currently, many communities are looking to 2030 as the time when HIV/AIDS will be eradicated from Uganda. An estimated 1.4 million Ugandans are said to be living with HIV/AIDS, and among these, a certain fraction is not on treatment. Story by Marion Nachtene for UBC News.
The mayor of Zirobe Town Council, Imarach Pascal, has lashed out at leaders who have not guided the masses and left many youth desperately enslaving themselves to Arabs in the Middle East. Imarach says that there is a lot the youth can do along the agriculture value chain but remain redundant and poor.
Sasakawa Africa Association in Africa has celebrated 35 years in Africa and 25 years in Uganda.
We are blaming our ancestors because of slave trade, and now we are forcing our youth to go for forced slave in Arab countries.
The mayor Zirobe Town Council in Luwero District, Salonge Imarach Pascal, spoke to the agriculture stakeholders.
We would be very far in Uganda. In relation to the climate we have, almost the 4 seasons we have per year, and we remain poor. In Africa, in Uganda, people are not just serious
Officiating at the event, the Commissioner for Agriculture, Extension Services and Skills Management at the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Dr. Patience Ramgisa, regretted the inadequate availability of extension staff.
One of the main problems we have been having is that we don't have enough manpower in the extension service to reach very many farmers. You know, when you look at the one extension worker looks after almost 2,000 households. You can imagine that if he was to visit one household, it would take him about 6 years or 7 years to come back to the first household. So it's a very big problem.
Sasakawa Africa Association Country Director Uganda, Dr. Roslyn Nyamutare says the 35 years of agriculture extension interventions in Africa and 25 years of existence in Uganda have been of great strides.
We all know our challenge in agriculture extension, that is the ratio of the farmer to extension agents, which is 1 to 1,800. Sasakawa Africa Association came up with a community-based facilitators model to ensure that there is continuity at the community level.
Sasakawa Africa Association in the new strategic direction aims at establishing sustainable and robust agriculture to address global environmental challenges like drought and soil degradation.
The major objective of the vision is to ensure that the smallholder farmer gets enough food, but also produces extra food that they can sell and put money into their pockets.
Many of the alumni of the Sasakawa Africa Association Extension Education, the farmers and employees, gave their testimonies about the 25 years of intervention.
First, the transformation was on me. Under this program, I went back to the university and studied, and then started working very well.
Focusing on food security, elimination of hunger has been the main focus, but things have been transforming from looking at agriculture as a material, food on the table, but also looking at getting food in the pockets of the farmer.
Bulemezi Saza Chief Ronald Mulondo expressed gratitude to the agriculture interventions in his county.
We need a solid partnership between Buganda Kingdom in Bulemezi County here and all the agricultural activities and funders to see that we recover. Seeing is believing. There is a lot. Many organizations talk about what they do, but they cannot show what they exactly do.
Story by Douglas Setumba for UBC News.
Furthermore, the joint Kampala Area 5 Rotary Day of Service has partnered with the Remnant Generation Shelter to support girls under rehabilitation after sexual violence and teenage pregnancies. The clubs have donated property worth 19 million Ugandan shillings to support girls that have attained demand-driven skills from the Remnant Generation in Busega, a Kampala suburb.
The joint Kampala Area 5 Rotary Day of Service has donated goodies worth 19 million shillings to the Remnant Generation in Busega, an organization taking care for children that have suffered sexual violence and victims of early marriages and pregnancies. The executive director, the Remnant Generation, Annabel Nakabiri, says sexual violence, teenage pregnancies and early marriages increased during the COVID-19 period.
You know, so there are so many numbers that are not counted, but we are seeing that half are married off before their age of 18, and 78 adolescents in primary and 82 in secondary have suffered some form of sexual violence. And these things are true. And as if, you know, many times we think about pregnancy and we look at the issues of pregnancy, but where there is pregnancy is evidence that there was sex that was not protected, right? So that means that these children, whether are exposed to HIV, AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, sexually transmitted spirits, everything that you can imagine.
The joint Kampala Area 5 Rotary Day of Service has also vowed to support other communities and children that have lost hope in life. The District Governor 2021-2022, Joseph Magezi Ndamira, advocated for punishing of those violating the rights of children and pledged more support.
Supporting them in different situations, not just an opportunity to empower
transfer skills, but also, like you can see the goodies that we have brought them to ensure that they enjoy the festive season, but also finances where it is required, so they are able to run this home and support more girls. There are many girls out there, 80,000 girls from this year alone, from the data released by government, of teenage girls who cannot go back to school. 80,000, that's a big number, and that's just the recorded number. But there are many out there that are never recorded.
Flavia Mbabazi Nabasa, the Changemaker president for the Rotary Club of Kampala Central, says they came together to fulfill the project of maternal and child health.
So this year, which is 2021-2022, our theme is Serve to Change Lives. So we are the presidents where the theme is Change to Serve to Change Lives as Changemaker presidents. So we believe we are meant for a time such as this to make a difference in the lives of these teenage mothers.
In Uganda, 1 in 3 girls is either pregnant or already a mother, according to the Remnant Generation Report. The joint Kampala Area 5 Rotary Clubs include Rotary Club Bugolobi, Rotary Club Kampala Central, Rotary Club Tisas Chanja, Rotary Club Lugomango, and Rotary Club Seta. Sudat Kai, UBC News.
And that takes us for a short commercial break. When we return, we'll be back with business, so stay tuned.
Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares via SMS, our website and our official social media channels.
The Electoral Commission appointed the 2nd to the 14th of December 2021 as the period for conducting candidates' campaign meetings for local government council by-elections. The Commission urges all candidates, their agents, supporters and the public to adhere to set rules and regulations during the campaign period and particularly observe the following. Candidates shall not use or publish any language or defamatory words which incite public disorder, hatred, violence or threaten war. Campaigns shall be conducted between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. and in accordance with the harmonized candidates campaign program. Strict SOPs put in place by the Ministry of Health and by the Electoral Commission to prevent the spread of COVID-19 will have to be adhered to. Candidates will, however, be allowed to organize or hold campaign meetings in a regulated manner, preferably outdoors, with limited attendance of a maximum of 200 persons with face masks, enough spacing, hand-washing facilities and sanitizers. Candidates are advised to identify suitable venues within their constituencies and notify the respective returning officers who will conduct an inspection together with the police and the district COVID-19 task force to ensure the venue will enable observance of the guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health. Candidates and their agents are advised to use non-contact means of communication to interact with the electorate, such as flyers, leaflets, brochures, posters, billboards and banners, radio and television announcements, and talk shows, short messaging services, SMS, voice messaging, social media platforms, and websites. Candidates who use posters are warned against putting them on road traffic signs. Similarly, candidates who use banners are also strongly warned against hanging them, the campaign banners, on electricity power lines or in a manner that endangers vehicle traffic and pedestrian movement. Candidates may also use the community-based public address systems Bizindalo between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. as per the campaign program harmonized with the respective returning officers. All candidates are advised to desist from holding mass rallies and conducting processions from one meeting to another. Similarly, convoys and crowds of supporters shall not be allowed outside the designated meeting venues. Polling and tallying of results for elections of councillors for special interest groups shall take place on Wednesday, the 15th of December 2021. Then polling for district chairperson Kayunga and chairpersons and councillors for other local government councils shall take place on Thursday, the 16th of December 2021 at all polling stations in the affected electoral areas.
Transact and win money after money.
money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
Nyombe marusi Ronald, engazwarua, micholu star, alo aro towi, hash, mi daily, milu airtime je, micho mi MB's data je, then milu choti milu su in the banlu send the balu mi kolu. Customer can let me call early or many in the sender.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Raising voices.
Like other fathers across Uganda, I'm standing up to say no to violence against children. I commit to give my children a violence-free childhood. As fathers, we can make Uganda safer for our children. I promise to speak out when I see violence.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
I am one of the millions of people who have been vaccinated. And today I want to ask you to choose to be vaccinated so that we can all go back to enjoying the Uganda we all love. A country that is one of the most entrepreneurial in the world with the most friendly people. A country where we can do business with anyone at any time. A country that is free of COVID-19. So, get vaccinated today in any of the verified health centers and let's bring business back to Uganda. COVID-19 vaccines are free of charge, safe and available.
Invest in your health. Invest in Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Investment Authority.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. The 10 o'clock edition will now take you to the world of business. The State Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, David Bahati, has officiated the groundbreaking of an industry site for Nexus Green, an American solar plant at Kapeka Industrial Park, Luwero District. Nexus Green aims at addressing the agribusiness potential of Uganda by providing solar energy appliances that aid irrigation, lighting, among other agro-mechanization technology. Nexus Green Limited is constructing a solar power factory in Kapeka Industrial Park, estimated to produce 250,000 solar panels annually.
Electricity is quite expensive. We're looking how to reduce that. Solar's the way. Here in Uganda we're on the equator, so it makes complete commercial sense for everyone, whether you're in industries or even your own home, to be running on solar. This will also be the headquarters of Nexus Green for Africa, and we'll be having all our engineers, all our sales force here, and then we'll be opening other branches across East Africa.
Uganda recently took on an industrialization agenda aimed at promoting production of locally made products while creating jobs and promoting export.
If we get work, if we can manage to get work, we can change our life. Yeah.
We want more and more factories to be able to create more and more jobs and to be able to repress more and more our imports. Our import bill now stands at 7.3 billion every year, and our export is 5.2 billion. So the strategy we have of import substitution and export promotion is to ensure that whatever we use here, we do produce it here.
Nexus Green Limited has been supplying some government agencies solar panels since 2016, enabling them to run their offices on renewable energy.
But we want to thank you, Minister, and everybody who has supported us on trying to make sure that we are able to make our businesses very easy to proceed in this country. We also have seen the great potential of the people and of the opportunities here, and we will encourage others to also, as you rightly say, have industrialization on a large scale.
The proprietors have now committed to set up a factory within the next 8 months. Religious leaders have urged Ugandans to go for vaccination ahead of the January 2021 full reopening of the economy. This was said during the 2021 Thanksgiving ceremony held at Mountain Movers Church in Chanja, appreciating the gift of life post-COVID-19.
Following President Museveni's address that Uganda will fully reopen the economy in January 2022, religious leaders are busy preparing worshippers to ensure that all will be well when the time comes.
The reopening of church, this is something that is very much welcome. But you know, the responsibility of controlling the spread of this COVID is not only the responsibility of government, but also the responsibility for us as church leaders, as every person in Uganda. I very much welcome the word from government, the word from the president that is lifting the economy. This is a much welcome, and we are looking and we're excited towards it.
Because what we have seen, we have to learn how to deal with this COVID, to be immunized. We have to accept to be immunized, and we have to put on our masks because the economy has to go on. Without us working, without schools operating, there are so many things that have gone astray.
Religious leaders want all people vaccinated and be cautious of being infected by COVID-19 as when the country is fully reopened next month.
We believe that this is a challenge that will definitely stay for longer than we had thought or believed. But we thank God that at least massive vaccination is ongoing. We believe that at least by the end of the year, if the biggest part of the population have been vaccinated, indeed the right thing should be to open up the entire economy.
Me, I think, and I still stress that whereas we are going to open our doors wide and open, but it will be in a manner that ensures that we do not fall back to where we've come from. That means that we shall have to provide for overflows. We'll have to provide for more service instead of having one.
A pastor at Mountain Movers Church in Chanja, David Marimu, says the year 2021 has been a year of challenges and asked other religious leaders, mainly fellow pastors, to venture into other income-generating activities for personal nourishment.
The greatest challenge of the church and the lesson we have learned is that the church needs to stop depending entirely on the flock, the people they shepherd to live. The church needs to come up with big economic solutions, projects, through which it can stand no matter the economic situation and the challenge which can come about.
This was said during the 2021 Thanksgiving ceremony held at Mountain Movers Church in Chanja, appreciating the gift of life in the post-COVID-19 era.
Roofings Limited has awarded certificates to staff that have enabled its scale heights in production of construction materials. The company has been in the market for more than 27 years and has witnessed various innovations that have helped many Ugandans.
Since its arrival on the Ugandan market about 27 years ago, Roofings Limited has played a key role of improving production of quality construction materials. Several advancements have been realized, with the latest being the TMX 500C and the wood finish product iron sheets, whose quality competes globally. Ability to produce such has in the process earned Roofings several certificates of quality that the company is now celebrating. The integrated management system has been at the fore, as issues like environmental conservation and safety are respected.
Now, why is it important? First of all, for 9001 is on customer focus and customer satisfaction. Because whatever we do, whatever Roofings is doing, be it Roofings Limited or Roofings Rolling Mills, is the intention is the customer is our king. Our first priority is the customer. You cannot produce anything unless when you know what your customer wants. So that is why we have 9001. Now for the environment is very key to this, to all of us, be it Roofings Limited and Roofings Rolling Mills and the country as well. We do not want to pollute the environment within which we operate.
The Group Chief Executive Officer Sheikh Arif calls for forward-thinking employees that will drive the vision of the company.
The orientation of thinking is completely changed from a product to the process. So if you get a good material, if you have an excellent manpower with excellent skills, dedicated, committed, right, and the methods are decided, the end product has to be good. So don't look at the end product, look at the process as we take it over.
The company has rewarded all those that have been at the heart of achieving the various certifications. John Burns, Centum, reporting.
Members of the Industrial East African Union Building Project of the Industrial Global Union have held a peaceful demonstration calling for an end to precarious work in Uganda's industrial sector. This was in Rubaga, a Kampala suburb where various member unions of the body put their voice to the call.
Stop precarious work in the world of work.
This is the chant of industrial workers advocating for sustainable work in Uganda's industrial sector.
United we stand, divided we fall.
The members are dissatisfied with the current working conditions that majority of industrial workers in Uganda are operating under.
We need to create a working conditions that is good enough for the workers of this country. Because without a good working environment, then the job will still remain precarious.
Under this campaign, the industrialists hope to resound a call to government and employers to fulfill their employer duties as guided by the Ugandan labor laws.
For the last 3 years, we have been carrying out this campaign in different forms. We have engaged the government, we have engaged the employers, we have marched through streets to expose the dangers of what? Of precarious work.
So we are meeting a challenge because people are not aware and they don't know. But some have understood and have coped. Some workers have been made permanent and have been given contracts. And as you know, there are others who are too slow. And we are calling upon all employers who are still employing workers under precarious type of employment to adjust.
Precarious work is a term used to describe non-standard or temporary employment that may be poorly paid, insecure, unprotected, and unable to support a household. Wadulo, Arnold, UBC News in Kampala. The Ministry of Education will continue to advise parents to encourage their children to emphasize vocational skills to reduce the rampant unemployment burden in the country, which has caused some youth to travel abroad for employment. The Deputy Executive Secretary Examination Management, Kawanguzi Godfrey, says that since government established the Skilling Uganda program, it has helped to increase the number of youth joining vocational institutions. And these are the details.
The number of the youth joining vocational institutions has increased over time, a situation that is hoped to reduce the number of youths traveling abroad for employment. The Deputy Executive Secretary Examinations Management, Kawanguzi Geoffrey, says the establishment of the Skilling Uganda program has boosted vocational opportunities among hundreds of youths. Kawanguzi says that when people continue to embrace vocational skills, the number of youths traveling abroad for employment will significantly reduce. Kawanguzi made the remarks at the 8th graduation ceremony of Royal Institute of Business and Technical Institute, where over 356 graduates were awarded certificates and diplomas in various disciplines.
Etadde sente nyingi nnyo mu human capital development okulaba nti ebyemikono biteekeddwa ku nkizo y'amaanyi era nga Ministry of Education tugenda kukyusaamu curriculum ey'okusoma nti omuntu abadde ajja n'ali soma wano emyaka 2 emyaka 3 nga tugenda kukola curriculum eya modular basis nti omuntu asobola okujja wano n'asoma emyezi 3 n'afunayo eddaala.
Kawempe RCC Mariam Narube Gaseguya graced the graduation ceremony and encouraged graduates to pass on the skills and knowledge acquired and also to create their own jobs. She commended government for promoting the Skilling Uganda program and advised parents to involve their youth into vocational skills training.
Tele kintu kirungi okubeera ng'oli mu kampani yo nga gwatwala buli kimu nga gwawo emirimu.
I would like to thank His Excellency, the President of Uganda, for being very, very keen on promoting skilling of the youth and ensuring that at the end of the day, our young people have jobs that can make them live a very safe life.
The function was also attended by, among others, the Mayor Kawempe Municipality, Serunjoji Emmanuel, whom promised to work together with the Institute to rehabilitate roads leading to the Institute. Abdul Nasiri Lubwama, Fred Kasavante for UBC News.
Furthermore, local government leaders in Wakiso district have been asked to embrace development projects that promote socio-economic transformation. The Assistant Registrar Cooperatives at the Ministry of Trade, Joseph Lutalo, underscores the need to support community infrastructures for socio-economic progress. The Country Director for Hunger Project, Dr. Daisy Womgasho, appealed to local government to sustain the epicenter for improved households' income.
An infrastructure handed over to the community of Wakiso in the epicenter includes a training hall, a health center, a community bank and form of circle, and a model farm. These are some of the projects that have been managed by Hunger Project through selected community leadership for at least 20 years.
Also to hand over this facility. A committee for food security, a committee for women, a committee for even discipline. So we believe we have a strong governance structure that is going to continue with the programs we have had in Wakiso.
The target of this idea is to improve households' income, a task local leaders are called upon to sustain.
Create the leadership, we empower the leadership the day we step in a community. So the biggest thing we are living here is an empowered community that has all the leadership skills and also capacity actually to work together.
The Assistant Registrar Cooperatives at the Ministry of Trade, Joseph Lutalo, affirmed commitment towards supporting the epicenter.
Besides our office being open, so that they should periodically, in each and everything, they can be contacting us for advice, guidance, in one way or the other.
Sarah Kiviri Nakabazi, the epicenter chairperson, is optimistic about the support from the district.
Yadde batuleseewo ne tujja kwongera okunyweza ekyo kye batuwadde.
Community and also the local governments. So the local government is there to still provide, to support, to monitor, like the SACCO, which has over 670 million, who is going to be there. They can't be there, but we expect the district commercial officer also to be part of the monitoring system to make sure that people's funds are safe.
This is the 6th epicenter Hunger Project is handing over to the community after the 20 years of orienting and training communities. The focus has been and continues to be on improving household income and fighting food insecurity. Abdul Nasir Lubwama, UBC News.
Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares via SMS, our website and our official social media channels.
capital shoppers, we have a variety of items like gift hampers, foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience this festive season at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: in Tinder Station Road, opposite Makere Business School along Port Bell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask always.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. We now take you to the international scene. The Ethiopian and Eritrean community in Uganda have gathered at the Ethiopian embassy in Kampala to pray for peace and harmony to prevail in the country. They were hosted by the Ethiopian ambassador to Uganda, Alem Teshei Masat.
No more in reference to no more war, no more bloodshed, no more racial segregation, and no more neocolonialism was the ambience at the Ethiopia embassy in Kololo, as Ethiopians and Eritreans enchanted. After a year of conflict that has left a squad dead, others displaced, the Ethiopian and Eritrean community living in Uganda have called for an immediate cessation of war.
የሚገመቱ ንብረቶች ውድመትና እጅግ ከፍተኛ ቁጥር ሰላማዊ ዜጋ ከቤት ንብረቱ መፈናቀል ምክንያት ሆኗል።
While addressing the community, the ambassador of Ethiopia to Uganda, Alem Teshei Masat, said the fights only tear nations apart, causing mass destructions and slow developments, and advocated for peace, love, and harmony.
Of Ethiopia and friends of Ethiopia, in those of thousands, now in millions, gathered inside and across the globe to show support to the Ethiopian Defense Force and its fight against TPLF in the northern region of Ethiopia. They marched at the song of liberation and called on the international community, including media, to insist for meddling in the internal affairs of our country. ሰሞኑን ትላንት የሰማነው የአቶ እሸቴና የልጃቸው ታሪክ ይሄንን ያስገነዝባል. And second, rehabilitate and construct the different infrastructure destroyed by TPLF.
Among other Pan-Africanists at the event was Rodin Tuhami, a Ugandan national, who called for collaboration to cease the unrest amongst nations.
Not stand and hold back when other Africans are standing up against something that we do not want. We do not want neocolonialism, and we are saying no to neocolonialism. We stand with Ethiopia as a country which resisted colonialists, and we would still say that we would resist them. Even as a Ugandan, I resist them.
In another development, young people have been warned against the misuse and abuse of the internet and other social media platforms as a medium of information and communication. The warning was made by the official from the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Simon Goloba, at the periodic review on the performance of civil society organizations. Goloba urged them to use the internet for good cause to better their future.
All know is that the internet is used to access information but also to share information. So our youth are not really utilizing the internet to its full potential, because the internet can provide you an avenue within which to learn things that you would have paid very highly to learn.
At the same event, a youth advocacy development network, Yadinet, was launched with an agenda of empowering and monitoring youths in development.
That will empower young people to ensure that they are able to support the youth they work with. So the Youth Society Academy is a branch of economic empowerment, but empowerment mode of the organization to bring CSOs together, to build their capacity, to empower them, so that they can diligently support the youth whom they work with.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We'll look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares via SMS, our website and our official social media channels.
The Uganda vs Kenya Baseball Series at the Uganda-Japan Friendship National Stadium have entered day 2. Action started with the under-23 sides contesting their second game, as these details will share with us.
Uganda's under-23 baseball team has beaten its Kenyan counterparts 21-1 in Game 2 of the series. Though they lost this game, the Kenyans are impressed by the lessons picked from arguably the best baseball nation in the region.
Us as Team Kenya, we need more training, we need more practice, and coming next team, I guess, we'll give you guys a challenge.
Kenya's assistant chef de mission Dedan Kariuki appreciates Uganda's heights and hopes to carry the message back home.
The history of baseball between Uganda and Kenya, we started more or less the same. But Uganda have had the opportunity to practice together as a team. Ours, we have had few hitches, like many of them actually in college or schools. And the only time that they meet to practice maybe is once in a week. And therefore, this does not give us that kind of consistency.
Uganda has so far won all the games against Kenya, with head coach George Mukobe optimistic the players have vastly improved and are formidable.
In these 2 days that we've been playing this series, I'm seeing our improvement almost in the fielding aspect of it. And I think what we've been doing with the other regional tournaments has helped us to polish these players up to where they are now.
Uganda's players in this series, including Alan Kabenge, Daniel Alio, Bernard Okumu and Julius Zua, are humbled to represent their country.
The experience we've got is we've been playing a couple of games and players are getting stronger and stronger. So right now we're leading. So that shows guys have been working out a lot.
Representing Uganda as national team player, it's such a great thing that enhances you mentally and physically to keep on working hard and to show that Uganda's baseball has reached a certain level.
After hosting several championships, including the All-Stars, the regionals, and now the series, Uganda Baseball and Softball Association President Felix Okuye is certain about the future.
So we believe this is giving us good game and getting ready as we prepare for World Cup qualifiers and also for the building of the Olympics team. We believe that with this way, this model, we will get there and we'll continue flying the Ugandan flag high. So the excitement is there. The young men are enjoying the game. They're playing good ball, and we believe at this rate we are seeing the big light at the end of the tunnel.
The series end on Monday with the final game between the Uganda seniors against Kenya. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Arnold, Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. Have yourselves a very lovely week.